Archangel Michael says, "You are being watched from afar by a heart that still remembers, still longs, still dreams of making it right." The person you once gave your soul to, who vanished without a proper goodbye, hasn't moved on the way they pretended. They sleep with your name in their breath, and they wake up haunted by what they lost. There was no closure, no real end, only a painful silence that grew deeper by the hour. They buried their guilt beneath forced smiles and distant travels, but inside, it festers like an open wound. Each day, they ask themselves if there's still time to fix the damage they caused. They are not as strong as they seemed. They flinch at the memory of your tears, replaying that final conversation they once dismissed. And now, without you, the world they once owned feels hollow. B. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They told people they moved on, but they never meant it. At night, their dreams betray them. Your face returns vividly, clearer than any memory, whispering words they long to hear in waking life. You were not just a lover to them, you were their peace. Your presence was the calm that balanced their storms, and now, without it, chaos reigns inside. They walk through life wearing a mask while their soul begs for a second chance. They've tried to forget. Tried to replace what you gave. But no matter who sits beside them, no one fills the sacred void you left. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Archangel Michael says, there is a divine moment coming when your spirits will be drawn together once more. Not for drama. Not for confusion. But for clarity, apology, and possibly, renewal. The universe has kept a door open between your energies. Though time has passed, and pain has settled, love still lingers in the hallway of the soul. This love was never ordinary, it was deeply spiritual, almost prophetic. That person feels it now stronger than ever before. Something is pushing them toward you, a pull they can't explain. It's not just emotion. It's alignment. It's purpose. It's fate circling back. Type Amen to get blessing 909. They've watched your life from behind closed curtains. Sometimes through mutual friends, sometimes through quiet online glimpses. Every success you have makes them smile with bittersweet pride. They've imagined reaching out 1,000 times. Yet fear always wins, fear that you've forgotten, fear that your heart is no longer soft toward them. But their hope still breathes, quietly but persistently. They're preparing something. Something they've written but haven't sent. A letter, a message, a confession, a pouring of the heart that took years to craft. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They know they messed up. There's no excuse left to hide behind. Only a pure yearning to say, I'm sorry, and hope you might forgive. You might feel this in your spirit lately, a strange tugging in your heart. That's because their energy is calling out to yours. What's hidden in them is reaching the surface, and your soul is picking up the vibrations. They've walked past places where you once laughed together, retraced the roads that hold your footprints. Sometimes they cry. sometimes they smile. But always, they miss you. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. Archangel Michael says, you will not need to chase this apology, it will come to you. You don't need to search for closure. Heaven is making sure you get the truth you deserve. Because the love you gave was real. It was never weak to feel deeply. And even if they left, they never escaped the weight of your love. There's an event soon, something will trigger their courage. They won't be able to hold it in anymore. They'll reach out, shaking but sincere. Type Amen to get blessing 828. They may appear casual, trying to play it cool. But their hands will tremble. Because they know the gravity of what they lost. You will feel their energy before they come. A shift in your atmosphere. A strange calm mixed with anticipation. This is not coincidence. It's not random timing. It's divine orchestration pulling the two souls back into sacred dialogue. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. They've healed in secret. They've learned through pain. And now, they return not just as a lover, but as someone who's grown. They want to right the wrong. Even if you don't choose to take them back, they need to give you the truth. They need to restore your faith in love, even if only by honoring your memory with clarity. They once feared your strength. Now, they admire it. They carry your influence in how they treat others, how they speak, how they love. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Their love for you wasn't loud, it was quiet, intense, and raw. But in their silence, they caused more damage than they ever intended. They've written poems they never shared, cried into pillows they never replaced. They've replayed that final moment 1,000 times in their mind. If only they could go back, they would say the words differently. Now, they pray for the moment they can say it right. They speak to you sometimes, out loud, though you don't hear them. Their spirit does. Your angels do. Type Amen to get blessing 676. The clock is ticking. Heaven is aligning events to allow this divine encounter to finally happen. A meeting face to face, guided not by chance, but by divine release. The moment is not about romance, it's about restoration. It's about bringing peace where there's been torment. And light where shadows once ruled. Even if you've moved on, your heart deserves this healing. And even if you no longer love them, your soul deserves this peace. This is a moment bigger than emotion, this is closure ordained by the heavens. Type Amen to get blessing 717. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, this person's return is part of your soul journey. You don't need to accept everything they bring, but you do need to witness it. Because in seeing their truth, your heart becomes free from unanswered agony. They carry something sacred. A key to a part of your story that was once locked in silence. Soon, the door opens. And when it does, you'll feel the weight lift. The confusion will melt. And you'll know that this was never just about love, it was about completion. Type Amen to get blessing 800. They'll say they were immature, lost, selfish. They'll tell you how every relationship since you never felt whole. Because you are not replaceable, you were a once-in-a-lifetime kind of love. You gave them space to grow. Now they return, not demanding anything, but offering what they couldn't before. Accountability. Sincerity. Redemption. And though your heart may be guarded, it will feel the authenticity. Because true remorse doesn't beg, it whispers gently and waits. It honors your boundaries. Type Amen to get blessing 933. This moment of reconnection is part of your divine timeline. Not to reopen wounds, but to heal them. Not to reignite pain, but to reveal truth. They dreamed of this moment, unsure if it would ever arrive. They asked for signs, and heaven gave them courage. They asked for mercy, and the universe gave them the pathway to you. You may still carry pain. You may still carry love. Both are valid. Both will be seen. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. The letter they send will break you open and put you back together. Their voice, even if it shakes, will be full of truth. Their words will tremble, but they will mean every one of them. It's okay if you don't know how to respond. It's okay if all you do is listen. Because your healing is not about their reaction, it's about your release. They don't expect miracles. They just pray for forgiveness. And maybe, just maybe, a glimpse of your light again. Type Amen to get blessing 1122. They are no longer the same. They carry pieces of your love in their growth, their choices, their change. They owe it to you to bring closure, and now they are ready. Don't be afraid of this encounter. Don't fear the return of what once hurt. Because this time, the pain will be turned into peace. Heaven has prepared this divine moment not to break you again, but to finally set you free. And in that freedom, you might find something you never expected, clarity, completion, and maybe even connection again. Let the past meet the present with truth. Type Amen to get blessing 1344. Their soul has wandered far, but always circled back to your memory. They've tried everything to numb what they feel, but the ache of your absence lingers in their chest like thunder before a storm. Every time they see someone who slightly resembles you, their heart skips as if fate has returned you by accident. They never realized how deeply they hurt you until they saw the same hurt in their own reflection. This was never a casual loss, it was a fracture in their spirit, one that hasn't healed properly since the day they walked away. Now, every heartbeat they carry whispers your name in silence. They've spoken about you in closed circles, afraid that saying your name too loud would make the ache unbearable. But in truth, they never stopped loving you. They just didn't know how to love you correctly at the time. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. There's something they never told you, something you deserved to know back then. It was never about you not being enough, it was about them being too broken to receive your light. And now, that truth is clawing its way out of their chest. Archangel Michael says, they are preparing a sacred confession, not just of love but of guilt, regret, and silent prayers. They have tried to write it over and over again but tore it apart each time, worried their words could never match the depth of what they feel. But this time, they will finish it. You will receive this message, not as an accident, not as coincidence, but as divine delivery. Even if you've healed, even if you've flourished, you will feel a shift. Because this letter is not about reopening wounds, it's about honoring the truth. Type Amen to get blessing 1555. They want to speak of the night they left. They want to admit the fear that overtook them, the pride that blinded them. They want to tell you that your tears did not go unseen, they haunted them every night since. They want to give you back the dignity they stole with their silence. They want you to know that while they left your side, they never left your memory. In fact, it is the only part of their past that still breathes. Sometimes love matures in separation. Sometimes silence becomes the loudest teacher. They were taught by time, punished by distance, and humbled by their own emptiness. Type Amen to get blessing 1666. There is something about you they couldn't replicate. Others tried to be what you were, but no one came close. No one made them feel safe in chaos the way you did. They'll confess it, they search for you in people, in faces, in voices. And every time, they are left with disappointment. Because you weren't just someone, they realize now, you were home. You may not realize it, but your energy healed them in ways they never understood. And now they want to return that gift, not to ask for anything, but to complete the circle. To finally say, thank you. I see now. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. This message isn't just about romance. It's about liberation, releasing both hearts from years of unspoken pain. And heaven says it's time. They're approaching not with flowers but with truth. Not with promises but with presence. They want to sit with you, not as a stranger, but as someone who finally understands your worth. You will sense it days before they come. Your spirit will feel restless, your heart will buzz with old memories. That's not nostalgia, it's a divine signal preparing you. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. You will have the choice. To open the door or simply listen through the glass. But know this moment is yours, and you hold all the power. They are no longer the one who abandoned you. They are the one who now returns to acknowledge the damage, to accept responsibility. And Archangel Michael says, there is deep honor in that. Your forgiveness, even unspoken, will release chains you didn't know were still around you. And whether or not you rebuild, your soul will rise from this with more peace than it has known in years. This is the spiritual closing of a karmic chapter. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They might tremble. They might weep. But they will not lie. Because this time, the truth matters more than ego. They've rehearsed it, rewritten it in their head, and now it's time to finally let it breathe. Even if it scares them, they will speak. You may see them in a place you least expect, guided by no coincidence, only divine purpose. They'll look different, quieter, softer, older. Because grief has matured them. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. In their return, they are not seeking to erase the past. They're acknowledging it so they can honor what you were. And what you will always be in their heart. You were not just a chapter, they realize now you were the turning point in their whole story. They just weren't brave enough then. But heaven has made them brave now. This encounter may leave you breathless. But not from pain, from clarity. Because sometimes love returns not to claim, but to complete. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. They saw someone who had your laugh the other day. And it shattered them. Because they knew, in that moment, no one would ever replace what you brought into their world. They don't want to haunt your peace. They only want to respect your growth. But in doing so, they also want to unburden what's been locked in their soul. You deserve to hear this apology. You deserve the tears they never cried in front of you. And now, finally, you will. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. They are not asking for a second chance, they are asking for the first chance to do the right thing. Because your love was sacred, and their silence was their sin. Now they come not as a beggar, but as a bearer of truth. What happens next is up to you. Whether you part ways in peace or consider new paths, the healing will be real. Heaven is not pushing you, it is freeing you. Archangel Michael says, this moment is a gift wrapped in honesty, sealed in vulnerability, and delivered by divine timing. Receive it with grace. And let your heart do what it must. Type Amen to get blessing 2444. They've been writing this moment in their soul for years. Every sentence soaked in remorse, every word trembling with the memory of your eyes. They knew one day they'd have to face the light they once walked away from. And now that day is no longer a distant future, it is approaching. Not with chaos, not with demands, but with trembling hope. A hope that maybe you'll receive their truth, even if nothing more follows. They've planned the timing carefully. They want you to hear them when you're ready, not rushed. Heaven has been guiding their spirit closer, gently, like waves leading to shore. Type Amen to get blessing 2555. They want to tell you they never forgot the little things. The way you laughed when no one else was around. The way you believed in them when they didn't even believe in themselves. Your love was not just felt, it was planted. And even after they walked away, it grew inside them, wrapping around their every achievement. You became the silent root in their journey. No matter how high they climbed, your absence echoed in every empty celebration. Because success without you never tasted sweet. It always left a bitter trace of, what if? Type Amen to get blessing 2666. They'll finally admit it, you were their muse. Everything good they tried to build after you was born from the strength you gave them. They owe their survival to the love they once abandoned. And now, all they want is to honor it. To return it, even if only in words, in presence, in truth. Because that's the least you deserve for what you gave so freely. You may have waited long. But divine timing never fails. The message will arrive, through a voice, a visit, or a written confession. Type Amen to get blessing 2777. Their hands will tremble when they press send. Their breath will catch when you finally respond, or even if you don't. But either way, they will know they completed the sacred duty. Because heaven doesn't allow hearts to suffer eternally in silence when truth can heal. This is more than a reunion, it is spiritual closure. A long-awaited end to unanswered tears. You will feel lighter. You will feel respected. You will feel seen, finally, fully, and deeply. Type Amen to get blessing 2888. And in that moment, no matter how brief, the pain you carried for years will release. Not because they made up for it all, but because you were finally acknowledged. Your heart, your love, your sacrifice, it will be honored. You don't need to make a decision right away. This is not a test, it's a divine gift of revelation. What you do with it is your power, your peace, your path. Archangel Michael says, let your spirit guide your next step, not your pain. For this is not about rekindling what burned, this is about lighting what remained unspoken. This is about setting both of your souls free. Type Amen to get blessing 2999. So if your chest feels heavy lately, if you're sensing old memories surfacing without reason, if your heart feels someone pulling on its thread, it's because their spirit is getting closer. Because they're ready to do what they should have done long ago. And heaven will not stop until the message reaches you. You are not forgotten. You were never replaceable. You were the blessing they walked away from, and now they are returning to say so. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. And as that door creaks open one final time, may you walk through it with grace. May you receive every truth with the dignity you've always held. And may your soul finally know the peace it's been aching for. Because love, real love, never dies. It transforms. It returns. And sometimes, it comes back not to stay, but to say what was left unsaid. Heaven has heard your silent cries. And now, the reply is on its way. Get ready. The moment is near. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.